Hello, it's Bridget with Mind Move Therapy. Thank you for joining me. In this brief video, we're going to discuss techniques to use to reduce overall anger. Anger that lives in our bodies, we can hold on to for years at a time. And often anger uses both the left and right hemispheres of the brain, of course. And speaking of the left hemisphere of the brain, sometimes we can hold on to anger and it becomes more of something that we aren't communicating something about why we're pissed, and underneath that, why we're hurt, or something like, some need or whatever it is that's causing us anger. There is an inability to maybe articulate that. So finding the right words, the right time, the right way to articulate something is important when we're angry about something. So we're not just holding it for years and years and years and years or whatever it could be. So how we let our anger out matters a great deal. And so we'll kind of go to the right hemisphere of the brain a little bit and talk about, movement that we can do that kind of articulates a little bit about how we feel when we're mad, okay? So we're gonna do this, and it would look different for everyone, and everyone here has different reasons for being angry. But we're gonna use the idea of our shoulders and arms and the stature through the legs. So in this little video, I'm gonna be standing more in like a boxer stance or a cheerleader stance or some sort of more athletic kind of stance through the leg, pressing the feet down into your ground, all right? Having, bringing awareness to your ankles, the quad, the low back, any part of the low leg, just bringing a little bit of awareness to it. So maybe just move around a little bit, side to side, all right? Diagonal, front to back. Just kind of getting in there, maybe even making a little bit of like a circle, feeling all four sides of our feet, front, side, back, the inner portion of our feet, whatever. You're just coming in with some kind of nice stance through the leg. All right? And then I'm gonna have my feet hip width distance apart, let's say, and we're just gonna, again, we come in often with a mountain pose. So let's just come into a standing posture, a natural standing posture that's empowered. So sometimes when we're pissed, being pissed isn't really about being empowered. It incorporates a feeling of self-advocacy, but it's not as healthy as it can be. So we'll begin by feeling into more empowerment, okay? I'm gonna lift my shoulders, roll them back, and just open up my hands for a little bit. And I'm gonna take just 2 breaths in through my nose. Breathing in through your nose, and let it out your mouth with a sigh. Again, breathe in, breathe out. Force the air out, breathing in, breathe out. Again, breathing in, breathing out. Okay. Now, if you have weights, light weights, something like this, we're just going to kind of feel into the shoulders, biceps, triceps, forearms, and hand muscles, let's say. So I'm just going to begin by kind of swiping through the air from left to right, right to left. Just coming in here, breathing in, just moving the arms as though I'm going to almost like be, I forget the movement. I forget what this is called. Everybody out there, what is this called again? You know, I forget. But anyway, here we go. I'm just gonna hit a couple of times here, breathing in. You know, come into a nice movement where you're pivoting from left to the right side. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just hold your pose. I'm just gonna bend the knees a little bit here. Bend the knees. I'm just gonna open up the arms and just bring them back and up and down and up. Lift the wrists. Just moving the arms a little bit. Breathing in and out. 3, 2, 1. I'm just gonna pivot and just punch a little bit. You could be hitting a target or not, you know. 5, 4, and then 3, 2, 1. I'm just gonna punch up. Just stretch the side body a little bit. Just stretch, breathing in. Imagine you're just kind of opening up the side and breathing a little bit. Perfect, just come down, again, bend the knees. I'm just gonna breathing into the left, out to the right, or so on and so on. Breathe, release. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time, breathing in, breathing out, and then just come forward. Now what I'm gonna do here, everyone, is I'm just gonna bring my palms facing inward and keeping the arms where they're at, dip down, keeping your arms where they're at, your shoulders where they're at, and just dip the head down and lift the head up. And I'm just gonna kind of get into the shoulders a little bit, breathing in and out. Perfect. That, just open up for a moment. Bringing the hands down, and then here, the only reason why I'm kind of jogging in place is to demonstrate the fact that what's gonna come up next is gonna be something where our heart is elevated ever so slightly, but it's not exhausting, we're not screaming or shouting. All we're doing is we're actually bringing the heart rate up just a little bit. And even if you could, just kind of get into just get into the fact that your heart is elevating a little bit, dropping any kind of feeling and just kind of being with the fact that your body is moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just gonna come to the side, just jab, punch, jab, punch. A couple more times. Punch, jab, punch, jab, punch, and come forward. Protect the face. Jab, punch, jab, punch, jab, punch, jab, punch. This kind of thing for just a couple seconds more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hit them. All right, here I'm just gonna lift, just making circles with the elbow is leading the way. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming it up and breathing in. And when we breathe out, we come down. So we're breathing in, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And now we're going to combine two movements. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And pause. Center your mind so that everything pulls in to around the center of your forehead. And breathe in. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and just keep your focus right there, right on the center of your forehead. Breathing in. And breathing out. all we're doing here is we're clearing the mind. All we're doing is we're elevating the heart in a kind of more positive kind of way, or we're elevating the heart in which we're kind of letting something go, and just kind of calling in these kind of movements when we're angry to kind of let it out, right? So I was already at the gym this morning, and so I haven't grabbed any weights right now because I've already done that. But I suggest that, you know, it can be heavy, it's fine. But, you know, I'm doing lighter weights today because I'm getting in there. I'm getting in there. I'm doing these kinds of things, you know? I'm just kind of letting my body feel, but I'm kind of getting in there. You can get in there with the weights and just move it around. Doing all these kinds of things with a nice light weight. You could punch with the weight if it's nice and light, and really extend through the shoulder to everything is parallel. Breathing in and breathing out. Shh. Breathe in, breathe out. Or just shh, shh. Hit them, pull it in. Hit them, pull it in. Breathe in, breathe out. Shh. Breathe in, breathe out. Shh. Okay? And so it's those kinds of movements. And then of course you can always follow kind of a transition with just something more flowing. You know, something just moving, you know, just moving anger, kind of moving it in. So when I think of anger, I'm thinking it's all right here. It's like from around my heart, and then it's something that I'm saying. I'm usually, when I'm angry, you know, I'm yelling at someone, or I had a history of, you know, being angry and either, you know, keeping it in and not being able to talk about it, right? Because somebody is subduing their communication with me, so I can't say something that I want to say, or I'm going to say it in a bad way or a harmful way or something. And so we just practice, you know, through movements like these, kind of letting a little bit of the energy out, regrouping ourselves so that we can calm ourselves down, relax and calm, and think about how we can say or approach that is a more healthy way, that isn't going to freak somebody out, scare them away, or they're going to shut the door on us. So I hope this was helpful for you, and have a great day.